my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and if you're new here, hello. My name is Ashley. I just feel really silly talking with this on my head. My name is Ashley. I run things here at Crowgal, and today, friends, we are doing a get ready with me. Yeah, I guess it's a get ready with me of sorts. I have a handful of these on my channel where I've done like skincare videos, like my morning skincare routine, my nighttime skincare routine, get unready with me, let's do our makeup. Like, I have a handful of those on my channel, but I wanted to make this video in particular for two reasons. Number one, I'm using so many like newer products as of late, and I really want to share them, and I want to share them like all in one place. I can obviously cherry pick and put some in like favorites videos or mention some in vlogs, but I feel like this is going to be like a great video to reference when I get comments about like what my skin looks like or what my makeup looks like. The second reason I'm making this video is because, you might not believe this, it sounds very influencer-y, but I have been getting so many comments about how good my makeup looks, I'm glowing, how good my skin looks. I think that kind of all kicked off when I was doing my keto, 30 days of keto, and every week I was doing those like weekly updates, and it was literally just like me sitting there in front of the camera, you know, for 10-20 minutes. And I think because it was like, that was like a one-on-one, you know, situation, it wasn't a vlog where I'm running around and I'm in all different types of like light and things like that. I was just like in one place. I think that's kind of what made people pay attention to like maybe my skin or my makeup. That's just a guess. But I've been saying, like, because I've been getting those comments, I'm gonna do this video, and today I'm doing it. Now, it's me, so I have to give this disclaimer, or a couple disclaimers. I'm in my bathroom. If you could see this setup right now, like, you're on my bathroom counter on a tripod, and then I have my massive ring light like on the counter. Normally when I film in my bathroom, I just shove my camera in my medicine cabinet and call it a day, but I wanted the lighting to at least be a little bit better. I hope it looks a little bit more naturally lit in here and not super fluorescent. My apologies if the lighting ends up, when I upload it and stuff, turns out like terrible. Just know that I'm trying. Also, this camera tends to focus on other things, and that's at this point kind of really out of my control. I'm hoping we can stay here most of the time, but if it kind of goes out of focus every once in a while, we'll survive, right? Okay, so we're gonna jump right in. I'm really excited to just talk products. I am not a creator who can, you know, do a get ready with me and like tell you guys a story. That's not that. The video ends up being like 70 minutes long. So we're gonna do some skincare, we're gonna do some makeup, and I'm just gonna be talking about products. It's something that I love to do, but more importantly, it will keep the video slightly more concise. I cannot wait to put things on my face because my face is feeling parched. I need stuff on it. So what I have done so far, I literally just got out of the shower. I don't normally wash my face in the morning. It's actually kind of like mid-afternoon now, but I have the day to myself, so I got to kind of take my time when it comes to taking a shower. I don't normally wash my face, but I wanted to do a treatment, so I ended up washing my face. So I use this Fresh Sugar Face Polish. I absolutely love this stuff. It is a pretty penny. It's a scrub. It quite literally, it smells like brown sugar and lemon. It smells so good, and it's very like emollient. It's a little oily, and what I like to do, I usually use it when I'm taking a bath. Like, that's normally when I do all my masks, right? Because I'm just sitting in there, laying in there, whatever. It's a easy way to sit for 15 minutes and then rinse it off. But if I'm in the shower, I do this like as soon as I get in, leave it on for the whole time, and then rinse it off. So that's what I did today. That just really helps not only like get off the dead skin, because it is a scrub, but this is also, because it's kind of so oily, it's very moisturizing, very hydrating for your skin. So I leave it on the whole time, rinse it off, and then I follow it up with my face wash. Today I used the Fourth Ray Beauty Cloud Bank Milky Cleanser. I had this in a favorites video a while back. I love it. It's simple, it's basic, doesn't really have a fragrance, but is very milky and very hydrating. That's what we like around here. I have very dry skin, PSA. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into the good stuff. I'm gonna start with this Thayers facial toner. This is in the coconut water. They have a bunch of different scents. I've talked about this multiple times on my channel. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna take my little cotton, I was gonna say cotton round, my cotton rectangle, put some on there, and I just swipe all over the face. Throughout this video, I am gonna be using my viewfinder, which is right above like my camera lens, to do a lot of my skincare and my makeup, but I also will probably be holding a mirror at some point as well. Okay, so we do that. Kind of let it dry a bit. Next, I'm going to be going in with this. This is the Derma Ultra Hydrating Alkaline Gel Booster. Just another thing to moisturize my skin. It has concentrated hyaluronic acid. It has, let's see, antioxidants, pH balancing, alkaline water, and it just really like helps my skin not only stay moisturized, but it really helps it not look dull. I think this is really what helps my skin not look dull throughout the day, and my skin loves it. They did reformulate this, and I don't like, this formula is very watery. The one they had before this was a little bit thicker. I'm not the biggest fan of this formula, but it's a really good product. All right, next, I love this stuff. I need to get another one, but it's currently sold out. This is from 43 Beauty as well. If you're unaware, 43 Beauty is the skincare company that's owned by ColourPop. So this is all very affordable. This is the avocado and aloe double shot serum. So you can see it kind of splits there. You shake it up, everything becomes nice and combined. I love this stuff. I mean, honestly, I love all of these products that I'm gonna use, but this is a newer find for me, and it's amazing. So I have my little vial, put it all on my hand, rub that in. This, while it's a serum, as you're rubbing it into your face, it almost feels like a lotion. Like, it's just so, oh, it's so moisturizing. This is supposed to like replenish your kind of moisture barrier on your face and really just provide you with that like kind of plump, dewier look. All right, next for under the eyes, I'm gonna use this number 7 Restore and Renew Eye Cream. I have noticed a difference with the dark circles under my eyes when using this cream, which is kind of nice because I feel like a lot of eye creams focus on depuffing and not a lot of them focus on dark circles. So I've noticed a little bit of a difference. Did make them go away, but it definitely works. It's also very hydrating. I have somewhat oh my God, somewhat dry eyelids. So I always put it, like you saw, underneath and then up top. All right, and then the last step is this Good Mood Gel Moisturizer from 43 Beauty. I'm telling you, I bought a ton of their stuff because I really wanted to try it out. So this is what it looks like. It's like a gel cream. And when I bought it, I thought that it was gonna be similar to Clinique Moisture Surge. If you've ever used that, it's also a gel cream, but it's meant to work kind of like in tandem with a moisturizer. So I thought this was basically just gonna be like backup to my regular like lotion moisturizer, but this is moisturizing enough for me. So I've just been using it completely on its own. You literally need like the tiniest amount, like barely anything. It just really glides onto the skin. It moisturizes without making it feel like really like thick cream is on your face. You know, I love that in a night cream, but for the daytime, that's not something that I need. It's really, really nice. It is fragranced. This and the avocado and aloe one that I was using, both of those are fragranced, so if that's not your jam, you might not like it. But if you're looking for something, if you're looking for skincare items that are on the lower end when it comes to price, 43 Beauty is like, they will take care of you. Okay, so I always do my skincare, you know, as soon as I get out of the shower, and then I put on like all of my body stuff. So I'll put on like my deodorant, my lotion, just to kind of let this like sink into the skin. So that's what I'm gonna do now. This is the deodorant I use, if you're curious. It's just the Dove Dry Spray, Invisible in Clear Finish. And then this is the lotion I'm gonna use today. I'm not really, I would say I'm like pretty set in my ways when it comes to like my skincare in terms of, I wouldn't say what brands I use, but like what type of products I use. When it comes to body lotions, I'm just like, whatever. I have like Lush stuff that I really like. I do have some 43 Beauty body products that I enjoy. today I'm gonna be using this. This is from Bath & Body Works. It's the Stargazing Meditation Body Cream. So this one is bergamot oil, patchouli oil, and vetiver. It smells so good. So I'm gonna put this on my arms and my legs and my feet, and then I will come back and we'll start the makeup process. Okay, I am moisturized and I'm ready. Hello, I'm ready to, there's like a flurry. I'm ready to get ready for my day. I don't feel like I need to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not a beauty YouTuber. I am not a makeup expert. This is how I do my makeup. This is how I do my makeup almost every day. The only thing that would change is if I don't do eyeshadow. So just like take out the eyeshadow routine. But other than that, this is how I always do my makeup. It's how I like my makeup. So I don't know, just kind of PSA. Okay, first thing we're gonna go in with is a primer. Now this, I am shocked as to like how much I like this. I wanted to get a couple things off of Flower Beauty, so I went to their website and I kind of just like picked this up on a whim. I read the reviews, they were really good. This is the Flower Beauty Supernova Celestial Priming Whip. So it is a mousse, and let me tell you, even like before I got it I was skeptical, right? Then I got it and I was even more skeptical because I'm like, it has shimmer in it, and I don't like glitter on my face. I don't think I'm gonna like it. No, it gives you like a glow, basically. It's not glittery, doesn't add shine to your face. It's such a good base for your makeup, but also provides that glow. So I'm gonna shake it, and then you really don't need that much. That is how much I'm going to be putting on my face. So I just kind of like, you know, dab it and then rub it all in. It's not the best smelling. It kind of smells like plasticky, but then also like a little bit of lavender in there. But it's legit, y'all. All right, next we're gonna prime the eyes. I'm going to use this Milani eyeshadow primer. I love this stuff. It's very inexpensive, works fantastically. We are going to be doing a very basic eye look today, like very basic. Okay, our eyes are nice and primed. Before we go into the actual eyeshadow, I always do the first step of my brows. I have like a two-step process when it comes to my brows, and the first thing that I do is in the beginning of my makeup routine, I use this Essence Make Me Brow. I use Brownie Browns, 02 Brownie Browns. So I go in with this first, and I don't know, I just feel like it makes my brows look a little bit more fuller when I put this in and then let it set for the whole time that I do my routine, and then I go back in with a pencil. Okay, let me see if I can do this. I want to, you know, obviously make sure I can see what I'm doing so I do a good job, but then I also want, oh no, I also want y'all to see what I'm doing. So you can see I just got like a big clump right there. Not a big deal. Just gonna take a spoolie. That very infrequently happens. We're just gonna kind of blend it out. This is Essence. Essence is a very inexpensive makeup line. I believe this is $2.99, this brow product. Their brow products and their mascara is where it's at. Okay, to the eyeshadow. I always start with a just like neutral eyeshadow for my base. This is the Neutrogena matte eyeshadow in Toasted Eggshell. I bought this on Amazon. I tried to buy another one like a couple weeks ago and couldn't find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know if they discontinued it or what. I just like to have more of like a neutral color. I feel like it lays a base down really nice. I feel like it makes the eyeshadow easier to work with, because when you put it on your eye, it's not immediately adhering to, you know, when you're using color, it's not immediately adhering to the primer that you put down. So I just feel like when you put kind of more of the, for me, the, you know, beige taupe color down first, then when you go in with your actual like colored shadow, it's not so like, ooh. I feel like that's kind of like a big thing like in the beauty community, is like, what do you do first, your face or your eyes? You know, and I've always done my eyes first. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this is the Lunar Beauty Greek Goddess palette. I'm gonna use this today, and listen, I told you, we're keeping it simple, okay? I'm gonna start with this shade right here called Clio. It's like a matte brown, a matte light brown, I should say. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush. I don't even know what brand this is. Oh, it's from Ipsy, but it's just like a fluffy blending brush. These shadows are, oh my gosh, they're so good, so good. So good if you're like me and you're not an expert, and you need stuff that's like easy to work with. These shadows are fantastic. So I just run that through the crease to get some color on there. Again, guys, I'm not like Jaclyn Hill or something. Like, I'm not some, you know, eyeshadow queen, like especially eyeshadow. I feel like my face makeup, like I feel like I do my face makeup really well. Eyeshadow is like, I didn't even do eyeshadow until about like 3 years ago. So that was definitely something I started doing like later in life. All right, so I've created like at least some kind of depth there with this lighter brown color in the crease. And then I'm gonna take this brush. I really like this brush. It's a Luxie one, and it has like this fluffier end and then this flat end on the other side. And I'm gonna go in with this Persephone, which is a darker brown than the one we just used. I'm gonna put that all over my lid. This is a typical, like, this is an eyeshadow look I would do any day. I definitely lean towards more neutral colors. I'm not very experimental. I'm not trying to be. I really like browns, and I really like mauve, like any mauve shade. Okay, next I'm gonna take this brush. It's a little bit more pointed, a little bit more tapered than the other one I was using. And I'm gonna go in with this calliope color. Now this one is like a dark brown, so we gonna tread lightly there. We're just gonna use like the tiniest bit, and I'm gonna tap off the excess because I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to do like a smoky eye or like anything. I just kind of want to darken up like the outside. So I just tapped it there, and then I'm gonna tap it on the other side, and then I'm just gonna, I'll get a little bit more on there. And then I'm just gonna kind of like blend it in. Okay, so you can see I darkened the edges a smidge. I kind of had to do a lot of that in my like mirror that I have over here because I feel like I couldn't see properly using this. Okay, I think that's good. I diffused it a little bit because it was looking a little muddy. The last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in, which one do I wanna use? I'm gonna go in with this Iris shade. It's a beautiful like shimmer shade. And I'm just gonna put it on the like first half of my lid. Okay, I feel like that looks really pretty. I feel like that came out great. I love this palette. Again, great for beginners, great for people like me that are super basic. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty basic palette minus the blue and the yellow. And the shadows just blend beautifully. All right, y'all, now we're gonna get started on the face. So the first thing that I am going to go in with is a color corrector. I've been wanting to get a color corrector for the longest time, and I finally bit the bullet when I made this purchase. I also bought this. So this is by Flower Beauty as well. It is the Chill Out Smoothing Color Corrector. I have it in light peach. Like I said, I've been wanting to get a color corrector for a really long time. And when the makeup company Becca announced they were going out of business, people were like up in arms about their color corrector because they were like, I'm never gonna be able to buy their color corrector again. It's the best one, blah, blah, blah. And at that time, multiple people said that the Flower Beauty one is very similar to the Becca one. And I had been looking to get one anyway. So I snagged it when I bought the other Flower Beauty stuff, and I'm loving it. I put it here because I have that melasma. Doesn't cover it completely, but dulls it down a little bit. And then I also put it underneath my eyes where my dark circles are. And I put it on this little guy up here. It's kind of just like, you know, one extra step you can take before you put on your concealer. to just kind of dull down the harshness of any dark areas that you have on your face. Just kind of like attempts to kind of neutralize it and not make it so, so dark. I've mentioned this before, like I'm really not self-conscious about my melasma. I kind of have it all over my face. I have the stash, and then I have it above my brows up here, and then I have noticed that I have like a little patch in between my brows. I don't really care about it, to be honest. I mean, I think, you know, if I can do an easy thing like throw a color corrector on, great, but I'm not looking to like get some type of like treatment that will get rid of it. I don't really care. All right, now that that's taken care of, I hope I'm doing okay with like where I'm like angling my face and all that jazz. I'm trying to like do it and look in the mirror, but also show you guys what the hell I'm doing. Okay, now that that is taken care of, we are going to go in with a very light shade of concealer. So I do this to, again, go over the melasma. I do it up here, I do it above my brows, and it also covers the redness underneath my nose. That does bug the crap out of me. That does really bother me. And initially I was doing this just to cover the redness, and then I realized as obviously I'm blending it out, it's also covering the melasma, so now I just kind of like throw it on everywhere. So this is just kind of like one step before I put my foundation on. I am using a beauty blender. It is how I prefer to apply my makeup most of the time. I do have a foundation brush that I really like from It Cosmetics, but I just kind of feel like it's more time consuming. Like I feel like this is just so quick. It blends everything out. It doesn't make it look like streaky. You don't have to worry about, like sometimes with the foundation brush, it applies it well, but then there might be some streaks, so you kind of have to like go back in with your beauty blender. So then it's like, what's the point? You know? This is like an actual beauty blender, like by the name brand beauty blender. I bought it because everyone, like I had never used an actual beauty blender before. I had just used like my Eco Tools one or my Real Techniques one, and we were at Sephora and I just like impulse buy, wanted to try it. It's fine. I feel like the Real Techniques and the Eco Tools work the same, if not better. I know that was kind of weird. I just like shoved a piece of cheese in my mouth, but I am like ravenous. All right, next up we're going in with foundation. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. It is a hyaluronic hydrating foundation. Ding, 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 ding. Like this is the perfect foundation for me because like I said, dry skin. Not to the point where like I'm so dry that I'm itchy, not at all, but I just have dry skin. I love this stuff. It has great coverage, not too much, not too little. You can build it up if you need to. This shade, I wear shade Light 50W, suits me perfectly. I love the texture of it. I love the consistency. I love how it wears on my skin throughout the day and with a mask on. Guys, I love this stuff. I love the price. I'm all right. I mean, I still have probably maybe like half of it left. But this is a foundation I will be repurchasing. And foundations, a lot of times, like, I'm not really ride or die with them. Like, excuse me, I will try any and all foundation, especially if it's at, like, a drugstore price. But, oh my god, this stuff is just, I freaking love it. Okay, I always put foundation on my neck. Even if the shade of foundation is, like, the most perfect shade, I always run it down my neck because I just feel like you run no risk of getting that, you know, streak line, that foundation line. Feel like it's in the camera, it's coming off a smidge gray. What I am gonna do is when I'm all done, I'm gonna take you guys into natural light so you can kind of like see what it looks like, not under the fluorescent bathroom lights or my ring light. All right, now for the concealer that actually goes underneath my eyes. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I use shade Light 40N. I bought this way after I bought the foundation. After I discovered how much I loved the foundation, I had my eyes set on this. I waited a bit and finally just pulled the trigger, and guess what? I love the concealer as well. It's so good. It is creamy, it is hydrating, it covers, but it doesn't, you know, settle into your fine lines. Okay, our concealer is on and blended. Now next, before we go in with any of our powder products, I'm actually gonna go in with a highlighter. So this highlighter is from ColourPop. I'm using so much ColourPop, so much Flower Beauty. I mean, that's what I like. Why am I shocked? It's my stuff. So this is a Super Shock highlighter. It's called Lunch Money. From ColourPop. You can see I hate it. Like, I've already hit pan, hello. It is like a cream to almost powder consistency. I bought this because I saw someone else on YouTube use it and I just couldn't get over what their skin looked like. And so I bought it. And then once I had it though, I was like, so like, how do I apply this? Cause it's very creamy. It's really not something that goes on well with a brush. So then I did more research, and the consensus that I found was to dab it on your cheeks where you would normally put highlighter, on the bridge of your nose, wherever. Blend it out with a beauty blender before you start putting powder on your face. So that's what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do right now. So I just swirl my finger in the pan. I definitely need a mirror for this. I cannot use the viewfinder. And I smile, because that's, you know, you want it on like the high points of your cheek. And I just dab it. Then we're gonna do the other side. When you use a brush, it will not adhere to your skin. Like you won't see anything. So this is that's definitely the trick, and I love it. I love. This is what gives me that, like, that gives my cheeks just that super glowy look. It's fantastic. So now I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna, like, we're not gonna go crazy, but we're just gonna kind of like blend it out so it doesn't look so like jagged kind of on my face, for lack of a better word. And I do use another highlighter later after I have my powder on, because the powder does tend to like dull it down a bit. But this stuff is so good. All right, so next we're gonna go in with powder. Shocking. This is the Flower Beauty, what is this called? Miracle Matte Translucent Finishing Powder. Oh, this stuff is so good, you guys. It is so finely milled. Like, we are talking just, I mean, you can kind of see it there. It is so finely milled that, like, I have to tap my brush, because if I don't, once the brush hits my face, it kind of like puffs up into my eyes. So I'm just gonna get a little bit on my under eye brush, and I'm gonna set those under eyes. It's so good. It's very, very smoothing. And it does not dry out your skin. I know it's called Miracle Matte, but it does not dry out your skin at all. After I do my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with my big fluffy powder brush, and I always put powder where I put other powder. So like where I put my bronzer, where I put my blush. So we're gonna do that on both sides. I don't know if you can see the kick up in the lens, but oh my gosh. It's a powdery powder, but it's so good. And then I always put powder on my neck, because I feel like with foundation down there, it just kind of sets it, you know? Okay. Next up is bronzer. So for bronzer, there's actually an e.l.f. bronzer that I really, really like, and that I have been using for a long time. But I had always wanted to try the Too Faced bronzers. And so the same time we were at Sephora and I bought the beauty blender, I also bought this. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It works perfect for my skin tone. I really enjoy it. I love it. It smells really good. It smells like chocolate. So I go in first with this kind of more like, almost like kabuki-ish shaped brush. I tap it into my bronzer, tap off the side, and I just like, I don't want to say carve out my cheeks, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like, you know, giving my skin some volume, contour. Yeah, let's do that, contour. I'm not contouring, but y'all know what I mean. So I do that on either side of my cheeks, or either side of my face, I should say. And then I take this bigger, fluffier, this is a Moda brush one, and I dip it in like pretty generously, tap off the, I dropped my brush, tap off the excess. We're done with the bronzer. And then I just kind of like go around my face. I just use like everything that I just dipped, all the bronzer I just dipped the brush into, like that's what I use to do the rest of my face. I don't re-dip in the pan because I just don't think I need it. So I go along my jawline. And then around the other part of my face. Okay, next is blush. I'm trying to decide what blush I want to use. I think I'm going to use my Lunar Beauty palette because I love it. This is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette. This is what it looks like. I like to mix these two. This is Spacey and Stargaze. Those are my colors, y'all. Like that, like, you know, desert rose type shade. That's my jam. So I'm gonna go in with this Alamar Cosmetics. It's a complexion brush, but I like using it for blush because it's a little bit tapered. And I feel like I get a little bit more precision that way. And like I said, I'm gonna mix that Stargaze shade kind of with that darker Spacey shade and do the cheeks. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I love this blush palette because I like blush that you can build. I don't like blush that when the brush hits your face, it's like, you know, and then you gotta like go back in with your powder brush and, you know, taper it down and make sure it's not so like clown looking. I love this palette because you build it. I don't care if, I would rather go in 4 times with this thing than to look like a clown. So I think we're good on the blush front. All right, since we're good on the blush front, we're gonna go in with that highlighter that I had mentioned. Essence, again, this is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight. I've been using this for years. Highlighter used to really scare me, and I would see all these beauty channels using highlighter, and I'm like, I don't want my face to look like that. Like, I don't want to be glowing to the gods. Like, I just want, you know, I want to look fresh faced. I want to look dewy. This is perfect. If you're scared of highlighter, this is the one you should be using. This is a tapered highlighter brush from Luxie. So I'm just gonna kind of go in there, tap off my brush, go on that high point of my cheek, just like I did with the ColourPop one. Do the other side. Bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and then I always put some up there. All right. No, I did not forget mascara. If you were thinking that, no, I did not. I always save mascara like to this point of my beauty routine, or makeup routine. That's just what I do. So the first thing we're gonna go in with is this L'Oreal Voluminous Base. This is basically like a primer. I feel like these work. I feel like some people think they're like gimmicky, but I used a Lancome one for a long time that a friend had given me, and I really liked it. So when it ran out, I didn't want to spend the amount on the Lancome one because it was like $30-something. So I looked at the reviews for this L'Oreal one. It had good reviews, and I snagged it. I just feel like it holds the shape of my lashes. I don't curl my lashes. My lashes are they're very finicky. They're very, they know what they want. They know what they want to be when they want to be it. And there's no point in me curling my lashes. So I just feel like it holds the shape of my lashes once the mascara is on. So I always do 2 mascaras. I've done it my whole life. Ever since I've been wearing makeup, I've always doubled up on my mascara, and I like can't stop, won't stop. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is this Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High mascara. This was all the rage. A bunch of people on Instagram were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's a drugstore product. Sure, I'll buy it and try it. I really like it. It's definitely lengthening. It is not a volumizing mascara. So I like this mascara because it lengthens my lashes, but also it separates them. Like I said, my lashes are so wonky. Some mascaras I use, my lashes clump together so much and it literally looks like I have 3 eyelashes. So I really like that this separates them and then they stay that way because I have that primer on. All right, so oh, that just looks so good. After I do that, I go in with this guy. This is the Bite Beauty Upswing Full Volume Mascara. Full volume. This provides the volume. Kate the Great, she is one of my favorite beauty YouTubers. Every video she films, she has an alcoholic beverage, so it's right up my alley. She loves this stuff, so I purchased it and I'm just as obsessed with it. It gives you the volume, but because I have already got the primer and then the lengthening on there, the lengthening mascara, this just kind of comes in and just puts a nice little bow on everything. It's a great finishing touch. All right, so the main part of my lashes is done. Now I'm gonna do my lower lash line. I'm gonna use that Sky High mascara. This is great for the lower lash line because it is a very simple, there's like a fuzzy on there. It's a very simple rubberized wand. So it's very easy to get in there and not make a mess. Okay friends, we're almost done. Brows. Now we gotta finish off the brows. I mean, I knew I had a lot of Flower Beauty and ColourPop, but like, as I'm pulling everything out and being like, this brand, this brand, this brand, I use a lot of Flower Beauty and ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss Brow Pencil. I've been using this for an eternity. I love it so much. This is in the shade Dark Brown. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is take the spoolie. You guys know we have that brow gel in. So I'm basically just gonna like comb out my brows, both of them, and shape them a bit, and then go in with the pencil. So I basically just like, I mean, I guess for lack of a better word, I kind of carve out my brow and then I just fill it in. So you can see like I have a basic shape now and then I'm just gonna like go to town, with the brow pencil. So once I have them like filled in, I'm fairly happy with how they look. I run the spoolie through them again, just to kind of like disperse the product. Et voila, before, after. I'm gonna do this other one off camera because it's way easier for me to like look into this mirror over here. All right, brows are done. Before we do lips, I go in with the setting spray. I know, it's shocking. Today I'm gonna use the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I really like this stuff. I'm kind of a setting spray junkie. I also really like, it's almost out, the Fenty Beauty, the Fenty Beauty What It Do setting spray. One of my like top, right up there with this one and the Morphe setting spray is the Milk, I think it's the Hydro Finish. That one I am going to be purchasing in the Sephora sale because I just ran out and I love it. So I'm just, obviously I shake this and I'm just gonna spray that all over. This does have like a slight coconut scent to it. Not only does that setting spray in particular really lock in my makeup, and I think that that's why it holds up so well under a mask, is because I use that amongst, you know, obviously other things. It also kind of gives that glow. It gives you that dewiness. It's a hydrating mist. So it's not mattifying. It's not gonna make things look cakey. I'm just like really into like a dewier, not a wet look, but just like a dewier look. All right, friends, I can see the light at the end of the makeup applying tunnel, if you will. Lips. Last thing is lips. First thing we're going to go in with is chapstick, because I cannot apply anything to my lips. I don't care how hydrating the lip crayon is, the lipstick is, the gloss is, I have to put on chapstick beforehand. Chapstick, and then just like a kind of old reliable combo. I wear this combo in most videos when I have my makeup done. This is the ColourPop Just a Tint Lip Crayon. Oh, the Strand. I was like, what shade is this? It's in the Strand. It's kind of this like very basic, very neutral color. These are so emollient. I know I used that word previously, but they're so emollient and so creamy. Oh, they just feel so good on the lips, and they really just give, like, you can see, like, it just gives like a wash of color. I love it. Then I'm also gonna, now sometimes, a lot of times I use this Fenty Beauty, which is actually what I was gonna use, but then this caught my eye. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. Yeah, Gloss Bomb in Fussy. I love this stuff. It is so moisturizing. It does not dry your lips out. It does not feel gritty. It does not break apart weird. This gloss is 10 out of 10, fantastic, highly recommend. I was gonna use that, but I'm actually gonna use this. This is the ColourPop So Juicy Gloss in Fly Like Me. It's kind of like a very light pink color. So we're gonna top with that. Oh my God, my battery is flashing at me. All right. All done, friends. I'm going to go put a non-pajama shirt on and then take you guys into natural light, and then we'll wrap this thing. All right, y'all, this is it. I did change my shirt. It's still gray. It's still a gray shirt, but it's a different shirt. This is it. This is the finishing look. I feel like it is just came out chef's kiss. It's a little nerve-wracking for me because it's not a video I am used to filming. I worried that the look was not gonna come out good, and then I would have spent like so much time filming and then it would have been trash, but I really love how it turned out. This is like what I'm into lately. I'm just into super natural, your skin but better, not super caked up. And like I said, this is a look I do like all the days that I wear makeup. This is what I'm doing. If I'm doing anything different, I'm just not doing the shadow. So yes, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder because I feel like I look good. That's it, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I talked about will be linked down below. I know this is different for me. I know it's not what I normally film, but I love talking about products. And y'all know that not only do I love talking about products, I love sharing things that I love with you guys. And everything that I use today are things that I really enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Drop me a comment down below. Is there any makeup item, skincare item that you're using and loving? Am I gonna be able to get this up before the Sephora sale? I'm not sure, but the Sephora sale is coming up, and I have many a thing in my likes, like my little likes tab on my Sephora app. But definitely let me know. I'm always into trying new things, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.